In the 1800s, body odor was considered completely normal. Everyone smelled, rich people wore perfume over it, poor people just smelled. Bathing once a week was considered excessive. Nobody talked about underarm odor publicly, too embarrassing to acknowledge, which meant nobody was selling a solution. In 1888, the first commercial deodorant appeared in Philadelphia, called Mum. A zinc-based cream applied directly to the armpit, worked but left white residue on everything, ruined more shirts than it saved. The problem was convincing people they had a problem. Body odor had been normal for all of human history. In 1912, an advertising campaign for a product called Odorono made women feel embarrassed about sweating. Ads showed women being rejected socially because of their smell. Readers wrote angry letters calling the ads disgusting and offensive. Sales tripled. Antiperspirant arrived in the 1940s, actually stopped sweating rather than masking the smell. Men's deodorant wasn't widely marketed until the 1950s. For decades, only women were told they smelled. In the 1800s, people either squatted over holes or sat on rough wooden planks. Splinters in uncomfortable places were a regular problem, and infections were common. Outhouses were freezing in winter, scorching in summer, and the wood rotted quickly. Wealthy people had chamber pots, but even those were just ceramic bowls, no seat. Then in 1883, Thomas Crapper revolutionized the flush toilet, but porcelain bowls were hard, cold, and painfully uncomfortable to sit on. The first toilet seats were wooden rings placed on top. They warped, cracked, and harbored bacteria. People got splinters in the worst possible spot. In the early 1900s, manufacturers made porcelain seats attached to the bowl, but they cracked under weight and shattered, injuring people seriously. Everything changed in the 1920s when plastic was invented. Suddenly, toilet seats could be molded, smooth, durable, and easy to clean. The first plastic seats were revolutionary. No splinters, no cracks, and they didn't freeze your skin in winter. What started as wooden planks giving splinters became the seat millions use without a second thought. How often should you shower? Every day, right? It's basic hygiene. Except daily showers are destroying your skin, and dermatologists have been warning about it for years. It all started with soap companies in the 1920s. They created the idea that daily bathing was essential for cleanliness and social acceptance. Within decades, it became the norm. But they made a critical mistake, not realizing what hot water and soap do to your skin barrier. Your skin has protective oils and beneficial bacteria. Daily showers strip this away faster than your body can replace it. When dermatologists studied frequent bathers, they found dry skin, eczema, and weakened defenses. Your skin's microbiome gets destroyed daily, but it gets worse. Overwashing creates a cycle. Your skin overproduces oil to compensate, making you shower more. You're training your body to malfunction. Most dermatologists recommend 2 to 3 times per week unless actually dirty. The daily shower habit isn't health, it's marketing, and your skin pays the price. In the 1500s, people didn't have toilets. They used chamber pots and threw the contents out the window into the street below. Cities reeked of human waste. Walking under windows was dangerous. You could get drenched in sewage. People yelled "Gardy-loo" as a warning, but it didn't help much. Disease spread through contaminated water and filth everywhere. Then in 1596, Sir John Harington invented the first flush toilet for Queen Elizabeth I. It used water to wash waste through pipes, but the Queen hated it. Too loud and undignified. It was installed but rarely used, and the idea died. For 200 years, people went back to throwing waste in streets. Everything changed in 1775 when Alexander Cumming reinvented the flush toilet with an S-bend trap that blocked sewer gases. Suddenly, toilets didn't stink. By the 1850s, flush toilets spread across London. Streets stopped being sewers, and cholera outbreaks dropped. What started as throwing waste out windows became the porcelain throne that changed public health forever. Your ancestors went their entire lives taking only 3 baths, and I'm not talking about ancient Egypt, I'm talking about the 1600s. This wasn't just them being lazy, this was science. In 1546, doctors published books saying water causes death. When people did bathe, they literally wrote their wills first because they thought they might not survive it. By the 1600s, European streets smelled so bad that nobles carried flowers just to breathe. Everyone was walking around with literal chunks of dirt falling off their bodies. In 1714, a French duchess bragged she hadn't washed her feet in over a year. Other nobles were jealous of how committed she was to health. President Millard Fillmore installed the first bathtub in the White House in 1851. That's only 173 years ago. Your great-great-grandparents grew up in a world where the president didn't have a shower. Daily showers didn't become normal until the 1950s. If you're over 70, you probably remember when showering every day made you the weird one.